Hey guys, down at the shop here. Wanted to give you an update on the Walker mower progress, and this is where we're at. Should look quite a bit different from last time you saw it. Went through the dashboard. I still am waiting on one of these lights that's coming. I upgraded to the new style. They only sent me one. And this is a reset button that wasn't on the older Walker mowers, that was pre-cut out on this new dash sticker. So I kind of went with that. Got the new style key here, which is really nice. It prevents water from getting down into the key. Kind of repainted it. I went with the upgraded or updated Walker logo on the outside of the control panel. This is what I think 2006 up all had. The older ones all had like in green, like cursive writing Walker, and it's painted on. There's not actually a decal you can buy to put it on, so I didn't really have much of a choice other than, and I couldn't even find the vector file to be able to use like a stencil and repaint it or make it in vinyl. So what I ended up doing is the white outline you see is vinyl and the yellow is actually painted. I used the vinyl and kind of reversed it and used it as a stencil, pulled the letters out, put the vinyl on, spray painted the Walker yellow, took that off, and then I had this outline cut around it, and this is the exact logo that's on the new machine. So kind of wanted to give it more of a fresh look. We got the upgraded blower. It's just sitting in there right now. Still working on getting that all hooked up. I am currently waiting on the seal kit for the PTO box. That's what's holding me up, and then I can kind of put all the workings back together in here, and then I'll go over to the motor at that point. So I did have both the hydros out. I repainted the gearboxes. I changed all the fluids in the hydros as well as the gearboxes, so those are all fresh fluids. I did replace this pulley. This is the pulley that I had on the channel that I re-riveted and replaced the bearing on the inside. Probably 5 or 6 videos back I did it on the side of the road because I was out mowing and I needed the pulley. So I got the correct pulley and I saved the one that I fixed. Still works fine. I saved that for a backup in case that goes again. This is where the new relay, not the relay, well the relay, but the circuit breaker is going to go. There's still the battery tray I got to put back together. Still a good deal of things that need to be put back in here, but I figured I'd show you the progress. I had the frame stripped right down. I went through all that, checked all the controls, got them all, they're all nice and tight, all lubed up. All these control rods are perfect condition like new, so everything's going to be nice and tight. All the linkage and everything is good, all re-greased. I got 2 new cables for the parking brake. I actually have those over there. I'll show you in a minute some of the more of the parts that I have ready to go on. And I did clean up the gas tank the best I could. That thing was a bear. I probably have the most time into cleaning that gas tank. That was really, really hard. This stain is where the air filter housing goes across here. So you really won't even see that anyways. Not a big deal, but I wasn't going to spend $120 on a new gas tank just because it's a little faded. Again, my Walker hopper, I mean, it's in decent shape. It's got some little bent plastic that I'm going to heat up and straighten out and kind of go through, and I'll probably repaint the frame. I might replace this piece of plastic here that's broken off. I've got new bushings and stuff for that. So, and of course the prop rod, all that stuff will be working like new. But basically, the only way you should be able to tell that this wasn't a new mower, without a really close inspection, of course, is the hopper is not going to look like brand new. It's going to be in respectable shape, but you're going to be able to tell it was used, as well as the gas tank. But everything else, you should be able to flip this thing open and look at the inner workings here, and it should look pretty much like it's new. So, but I'm taking my time going through, making sure everything's exactly right. Anything in question, I'm going through. I went through all the wiring in the back of this panel, made sure all the new connections. I got new stainless bolts on it, repainted that. I cleaned out all the gauges. Like I said, replaces the switches and stuff like that. This housing, I repainted that with the plastic paint. It's like a kind of a dye paint. So yeah, but that's where we're at, and I still have not touched the hood. I did get all these stickers brand new. The American flag I put on and the KLC I put on, I just happen to have those. I have the new 20 horsepower. I have the new throttle and choke sticker, this Walker sticker here. And even though they're in decent shape, I got to take them off because I have to strip this body down. I got to do some welding on it and stuff anyways, so just the heat will melt the old stickers. I've got the updated one of these. I've got the new parking brake lever, where that goes. I have the danger warning sticker for the blower that goes there. I got the label right here. There's like a blower warning, and then the latch mechanism. So I got all those stickers. It sounds like kind of silly, but they're only a couple of bucks a piece. I mean, I think the whole sticker set for the whole thing was $25 shipped to the house. So get that stripped down, repainted, and throw a new set of decals on it. I've got the new chute that's going on it already, so that's good. The seat's in great shape. I replaced that a couple years back. There's no tears in it, so clean that up. And pretty much that should look like new as well, so can't wait to get that going. Repainted this, this rear tail section. Came out nice and shiny. This is the nice Walker yellow paint. And of course, I still have the deck to go through too, but that's not going to need that much. I'm not even sure if I'm going to end up repainting that. We'll see how the time goes with it, because that deck was replaced 2 years ago. So it is scratched up on the side and stuff, but that is all original deck. Not original deck, it's a new deck from a couple years. It's never had any work done to it. Those are the stickers and all the stuff that comes on it when you buy the deck new. So there's that. Down the shop, I picked up these shocks I'm going to put on my Dodge Ram. I looked it up, and I guess the two best shocks to get are Bilstein 5100. Well, when I say best, I mean best for a reasonable amount of money that you're going to spend. Bilstein, I think it's the 5100s are decent, and for whatever reason they say on the Dodges, these KYB Mono Maxes are really good shocks. So I got a full set of these, all four, and they happen to be red, which matches the truck, which was kind of cool as well, like it was meant to be. So putting those on, and I've done a few other things to the Dodge Ram. I'll do an update video on that soon. I got some new wheels, and I decided to take the lettering off. I'm just going to go with some magnets if I'm on a job site, because I'm kind of using that truck more as a personal truck, and I just don't want to have a company logo everywhere I go. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to not pull up and have somebody ask you about landscaping or an estimate or whatever. It just kind of seems anytime I pull up somewhere, the first thing people talk about is landscaping, because they see it marked on the truck rather than anything else that might come up typically. So but yeah, so I'm going to put those in. I'm not really going to do a video on that. There's just, there are a couple of bolts to change shocks. It's pretty simple. But I ordered those online. Those came in today. And then I've got a whole new toolbox. I'm actually selling this one, and I got a red full chest with drawers all the way down. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting a couple of pictures on there. I've been stocking up on some really nice Milwaukee sets, and outfitting a whole tool chest with basically almost all new tools. I am repurposing some of my old tools. I had some fairly new old tools that I'm reusing, but a lot of these older sockets, Craftsman sockets, I've had for a long time. The old Craftsman wrenches, this is going to turn into like a secondary set, and I'm getting rid of this this tool cart, the green one, going with the red. So kind of going with the whole Milwaukee theme. So just kind of a hobby more than anything else right now. That's kind of fun to work on and get all the tools set up and organized the way I want it. So, which just makes me enjoy working down here that much more. As you can see, everything's a mess again already. Anytime I do a project, it just kind of things get tossed everywhere. So clean up in between projects, and that's just the way it goes. Still got to go through the motor. I got new gaskets already in for that. Clean this all up, change the oil on that. There's really no issue with that. You guys have seen all these parts. I've gone through the whole wiring harness for the Walker, redid all the connections. Everything's ready to go on that. And let me show you what I got in here. These are the track bar better bushings. These are the polyurethane. I forgot what the company brand is, but a popular company brand. I don't have the box here anymore, I don't think, but gotta put those in too at some point. Here's that old pulley that I riveted. As you can see, that was from a couple months ago and held up just fine. This has the new bearing in it. There's really nothing wrong with this pulley, so it's gonna make a good spare. I'll put it in my spare parts. Got some new pins for the deck. When I'm all done, I replaced that other fan on the hydro. I had this fan replaced because it completely broke, and this one was still okay, but I bought both of them, so I changed this out, so the two black matching ones are on there. And this one is cut a little bit, but it's still usable, so this would be a good backup as well. It's nice to have a little part shelf full of spare parts that during the season, if you can't get a hold of parts and you need to finish out the day. So I'll go through some of the parts I've ordered here. Pardon the mess. I've got two new rubber wheels. These are the wheels that go on the back of this frame. Actually, I want to pull this out and bring this back to the house because I'm probably going to repaint and sand this all down and put that here so I don't forget it. But you can see these are chunky, so if you happen to knock the corner of a house or whatever, it ends up scratching the shit out of the house, so we don't want that. So these are just kind of a wear item. I'm going to put some new bolts in and replace these. So we got those. Let's see if I can set you up here so I don't have to have one hand to do this. Okay. So again, I got the two new cables. These are the emergency brake or parking brake cables. There's a left and a right. One is longer than the other. So we got those. These are the rubber trim pieces that go around the opening. They form a complete circle, and they go around the opening where the two handles come through the body of the walker mower, so you don't have those sharp edges. The ones that are on there are all dry, cracked, and spray paint all over them from people painting it in the past. So a couple of bucks, figured why not. This, I cannot find this. I saved this. This is the this goes on the valve cover on the motor, and the hopper. If you were to put the hopper down and you had the body where the seat is up, this prevents the hopper from whacking the engine. It's basically like a little safety. I removed it when I put the high lift system on because there's no sense, you don't need it at that point. The whole bagger is up higher, and I can't find it, so I ended up having to buy a new one of these with the new rubber stopper. And then this has the studs that go down instead of the bolts for the valve cover. So little things like that add up and make a difference. So as you can see, not many parts. I just got a couple of kind of specific nuts and bolts here that go on the frame. These ones hold the blower, the GHS blower in. The old ones, they rot out and break and snap. And these are little bolts for the little back panel on the frame. More or less, I didn't really know what size they were, what they were supposed to be, and if they had these little lock nuts, because anytime I put other bolts in there, they seem to vibrate loose because it's so close to the motor, and the motor is connected to the frame. So these have little locking nuts on them and stuff too, so I'm glad that I got the right ones for that. These are just a couple of the deck spacers and a washer that I was missing that fell off during the season. These are, they call them bearings, even though they're just little plastic bushing inserts. What these are for is they go in here. You can see there's little plastic inserts that go in here, and this connects the rod that goes back to each of the hydros, so your steering lever controls that. So these had a little bit of excess play in them, just being worn out because they're only plastic. So a couple of bucks, replace those. I want to have the steering nice and tight when it's all done. So I got that, and then here's the bushings for the hopper. These go on the hinge for the hopper. When you lift it up and down, these wear out. And, I actually lost the ones that were here, and now that I'm getting rid of the bagger kit, the high lift bagger, I'm not gonna, I need those again. So that's about it. That's all I got. I got a pile of stickers back at the house, decals, like I said. So it didn't really need, it's more just a lot of little stuff that this thing has needed in parts. Besides the blower, that was a big expense. Other than that blower, I think I have maybe a total of $400 in parts in the whole project. You know, that's re-decaling it, you know, paint, everything. So it's more just a little bit of time, and it's an enjoyable thing to do, and it's going to look great when it's done. And plus it ups the value of the machine if I were ever to sell it, which at this point I don't think I ever am. Who knows, I might get a new one someday. But yeah, I'm excited to finish this up. We should get the rest of the parts within the next few days, and it'll be full bore and get this thing done. I need it moved anyway so I can have the garage back and we'll get started on the next project. So gonna have a little time involved in that that hood. So that'll be the next thing to tackle after I get this finished. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's an update on what I've been doing. Have a good one, guys.